Hi Nick, so we're just looking at yesterday's swings from playing Old Woodley. So when we look at ourselves here in this first movement away from the golf ball, we're talking very much about that roll you've got in the forearm. So there's too much rotation in that arm. So as we get to the top there, when you look at yourself, your plane of your shaft there, in relation to the plane that we should start on, it gets very, very flat to it. So the club now is pointing a long way above the top of the golf ball there. So ideally that club shaft would be pointing down towards the ball because there wasn't as much roll in that forearm. Okay, so the problem with that then gets too laid off at the top there, so it's really difficult to get that consistently back to the ball all the time. So it's quite easy for it just to, your body to stop and your hands to flick at the bottom of the swing there, and therefore create the heavy shot that happened on a 9 here. So this is the same thing, this is with an iron here, so we get the same process going back here. So the plane's a similar kind of kettle of fish, so we wind it up there, plane gets too flat. So the club shaft now is aiming quite a long way above the top of the golf ball there. So it gets laid off, so the body stops because the hands flick at the bottom, and that's why you got it so heavy. Okay, so when we look at it in relation to somebody like Keimer here, Keimer's completely opposite. I just want to show you the difference here. So Keimer creates he doesn't have hardly any roll in his forearm here. Okay, so as he winds up to the top of the swing there, keeps the golf club very shut and very steep. So you see how the angle of his shaft now is pointing inside the line of the ball there, so he hasn't got any forearm rotation at all. Okay, so that's the difference with it. So when we look at it against somebody like Donald here, so Donald, as he goes up, gets it pretty much spot on here. Donald, as he gets up to there, gets a good rotation. So when we hold him there, his club shaft is very nearly pointing straight down at the ball there. So it's very nearly spot on. So as he winds to the top, there's a lot more on line and a lot more on plane there. Okay, so just on trying not to get that roll into it. Think of Keimer, think of keeping that club face in a bit more. You can almost think of, yes, coming a little bit more inside. If we pop up the Jaggers here, from down the line here, his hands come a long way in. So you can almost think of your hands and arms coming inside a bit more this way, so your arm coming more across your body, keeping your arm a bit more connected, and then trying to keep the club face more out here. So a bit like Jaggers is there. So again, Jaggers gets it across the line at the top of the swing there. Club shaft very steep, pointing down there. So these are examples that are over exaggerated for you, but it's just getting that feeling for it. So it's almost feeling like your left arm stays across your chest. You keep the club face out in front of you, and gets it a lot more consistent. Just one quick note as well, ball position in terms of your driver. Just be careful, I didn't see this yesterday, but just be careful it doesn't get too far back in your stance. So the path of your driver, hence why on this one you hit it particularly low on the fourth. So as it comes back down into impact, it naturally keeps coming down on its arc. So it's already still coming down. So ideally with driver, we'd quite like that to already be on the up slightly. So think of the arc that's travelled on there. You're hitting the ball very much on the down. So if we had the ball that little bit further forward in your stance here, so popped it up just inside your left heel, you start to get at the bottom of the swing there and a little bit more on the upswing. But good stuff, mate. Keep working on it. If you've got any questions, just ping me an email, mate, and we'll go from there. But a good way to do it is just keep video on your phone. You can send it across to me. We can have a look at it, mate. All right, buddy. Take care.